Aargau Topsport und Tele1 präsentieren die 23. Ausgabe vom Baden Masters vom 17. bis zum 20. August. Zum Saisonauftakt treffen die Baden die besten Schweizer Göller auf die Weltelite. 20 Weltklasse-Teams, Nervenkitzel pur, der Kampf um jeden Millimeter, grosse Emotionen, einfach Görling Weltklasse. Direkt vor der Haustür und am Freitag, 18. August auf Tele1. Das Baden Masters wird präsentiert von Swisslos Sport von Aargau, V-Zug, einem Schweizer Haushaltsgerätehersteller, und Schop mit ihren Profis für Gartenbau, Spenglerei und Flachdach.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go. Hard. Got to go. Fucking do what I'm saying.
Welcome, welcome, curling fans. We are in draw 4 out of 5 on this Friday. It's the first WCT event of season 23-24. We are deep into the round robin stage of the Baden Masters 2023 edition.
Stay on the line! Stone! Yep. Hard. Hard.
And after a very quick turnaround,
Hard.
since the afternoon draw, you join us for the evening draw here, and my goodness me, we've got a tasty one for you to start your weekend, so grab your drink of choice. Come join us here in the virtual club. Our featured game this evening here at Baden Masters 23, we have Benny Kapp's team from Germany featuring a new lineup. We'll say hi to the teams in just a minute. And we have Whyte's team from Scotland, not featuring a new lineup, but goodness me, does this team have a point to prove.
Ja, aber das ist zu eng.
It is Benny Kapp's team who had the superior last shot draw from after their last visit on the ice. So they have last stone in this first end. And I can tell you who else is out on the ice just now. Over on sheet 1, we have an all-Swiss affair. We have Andrew Schneezer's team playing Swiss vice-champions. Michael Brunner's team, also home favourites. Occasionally you may hear Papa Brunner in the background with his Swiss spell. On sheet 3 and 4 on the static cam. On sheet 3 we have another Scottish team, Cameron and Bryce's team, and they are playing our only guests from North America this year, Corey Dropkin's team from the US. We welcome them back. We had them support our competition last year as well. And over on sheet 4, also in the static cam, we have Jan Iseli's team against another Swiss team, and I promise I'll be concentrating on our game. It's the big guy, it's Yves Stocker's team. What a way to start the weekend. Big feast of curling here in Baden. We've had tons of curling already. You can look in the playlist and you will see the previous draws today and from yesterday evening when we already started. You can see Tom's rail announcements. Goodness me, Tom. Are all the trains running fine today? Tom joined us for the last game. Seems to be a Scotland fan, so probably looking for a good performance from Whyte's team. Superfan Michaela always has curling in the background. And welcome, I think that's one of our Japanese friends. I'm afraid I still don't read Japanese. And welcome to Tim as well in the chat. Yeah, my apologies if I get hiccups halfway. It was indeed a very quick turnaround. But if you want to say hello, tell us who you're watching this weekend. If you have any questions or you want to share some good curling facts, We welcome everyone.
Den Roll davor.
Spiel was dahinter, oder?
Den Roll davor.
Ja.
Ja. Ja.
9.
Ja.
If you're close to Baden, if you want to come join us, you're very welcome.
Yep.
Yep. Hard.
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 We're all boiling. It's
Hard.
34
Hard,
degrees
hard,
here
hard.
today, which is 93 for our North American chums. And this afternoon I was wondering if that was why all the boys were taking such a long time in the ice hole.
Gib mir mehr Eis, bitte.
Because, yeah, maybe it's nice to just hang out in the cool, fresh air.
That's a touch more than you in. I'd rather leave it this side. I want to say about 16.
Ja, war der 9. Ja, schneller, oder?
Okay, top is, line's great. Okay, line's good. Line's great.
Jamie Danbrook, our
Line's
ice
fine.
master this weekend,
Line's still fine.
been helping us out with super duper world championship standard ice for the past few years now. Jamie chasing that last game off in the last session, chasing them off with a broom, and
Back
quickly
line.
managing to prepare the ice for this evening session.
Ja, ich finde Heck ganz gut eigentlich. Ich finde Heck gut.
Für Backline ganz gut.
Wenn er nicht
And the
aus-
two
aus
Scottish
gegen
boys in the
Bayern,
background there. Maybe they're feeling the heat in particular. Much shorter here than the last time I saw them. Very sensible.
Oh, curl. Hard curl.
Scotland
Hard.
fast out the blocks here though in this first end. We shall get to discussing previous lineups for these teams. But I think Ross Whyte's team have a bit of a point to prove this year.
Den fand ich gut. Den fand ich gut. Also ich fand beide gut.
Ja, der war schnell.
Aber auch nicht so. Also ging jetzt ein bisschen
No pressure on Scotland this first end. It's the Germans who have last stone here.
Mit der Länge wäre er gerade so
Scotland quite
rausgegangen.
happy. They've got that nice centre guard touching that centre line.
Hinter der
They've
Gag
got
geblieben.
two reds
Das wollte ich auch.
already in play. One's in the forefoot. Yeah, let's just keep spraying reds around. Put all the pressure on the Germans.
Selbst wenn er hinten 12 ist, ist er besser, dass er dahinter ist, als bei müssen.
Oh, that's kind, Michaela. Michaela in the chat, hoping that I had a tea or coffee during our break, but I actually have Iron Brew. I don't know if you know that. If you've been to Scotland, you certainly will. Iron Brew is the favourite soda in Scotland, and that's what keeps us going up here in the commentary box. And I have to leave a little note on it saying, not for you, Scotland teams.
Gestern wegen den LSDs weg
It's
war.
difficult to come by in Switzerland. So, just a bit of target practice for
Weil die mit 10 haben
the Scottish boys in this first end.
Felt very close.
Quite happy to just find T-weight, see what the ice is doing,
Curling now, but
figure
not
out the
off.
curl.
Dürfen die jetzt arg schnell, oder?
Ja, aber der bremst schon noch.
Not only do we have this really exciting featured game, ooh, that just hangs on for Ross Whyte. He needed that for a practice. Not only do we have this tip-top featured game out there, we will have halftime quiz.
Kommt noch auf die Länge, aber wenn ich mit 10, ja.
Ich find's gut
Watch
so.
out for the QR code coming up on your screen. There was a full quiz house last night. We shall have halftime quiz, and we have additional trivia, answers to last night's questions about beanie hats and the many Schwallers out there. So stay tuned.
10.
Yeah, nothing much else that Germany can do here. Their only chance to be efficient with their hammer here to try to get more than 1 point is a handy little hit and roll towards the centre. Cross their fingers for a bit of a miss from Scotland, but they're not going anywhere near the centre with this one. It's found a decent spot though. If Scotland urgently needed to score here, you would probably see them going for the draw in behind that handy centre guard. But as we mentioned, no pressure on Scotland in this first end. They just want to frustrate Germany, throw some stones up, settle into this game, and this conservative call, let's just get rid of that yellow, definitely the correct idea in this first end.
Ja, aber das ist die andere Seite. Ja, aber ich glaube, so haben wir auch einen Elf. Nee, so haben wir echt den Takeout gespielt. Der könnte jetzt auch gut jammen sein.
Precision stuff from Scotland.
Ja. In, out. Gut. Dann aber 14-5, dann come around. Ja.
Right, welcome to the game. Benny Kapp's team from Germany. Draw against 3 in this first end. Pressure shot already then on fourth thrower Mark Muskatovic. We shall say hi to the teams. Actually, no, I think it is Benny Kapp throwing fourth still, isn't it? We shall say hello to the teams in just a second.
Clean!
Sweeper standing off this. I think it's okay though. Yeah, everybody happy with that.
Sehr gut, Benny. So, jetzt sind wir schon mal vorne. Jetzt haben wir uns nach dem End. Jetzt wissen wir, wie das Eis läuft.
So off to a blistering start, the Scotland team, forcing that score of 1 to the German team. Flying 3 when Benny Kapp came to throw his last stone there. So gosh, all kinds of pressure already from the jump.
Auch bei allen nicht, solange du außerhalb von der Kante bist. Innerhalb von der Kante zieht's. Ja, aber die eine Seite könnte ja trotzdem, oder? Ha? Ja.
They're very clinical, this Scottish team, I call them. They're sort of like a well-oiled machine. Everybody knows their job.
Schau hoch, dann siehst du. Die ist ziemlich
Ominous
eindeutig.
is another word I might use for them.
Auf der anderen Seite. Ja. Die ist ziemlich groß. Und Bennys Erster ist da rausgewandert wie nichts Gutes. Kurze oder wohin? Weiß ich nicht. Ja. 3.
Geil.
Ja.
Ah, ne, Linie ist gut. Felix.
Linie.
Jap. Hard, Länge. Hard. Hard. Wow.
Set.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
Right, it's always very confusing for me when there are lineup changes on ice rather than on the entry form. Right, here we go then. Let's say hello to the team from Germany. Throwing lead stones is Mario Trevisiol. Second throw, Johannes Scheurel. Third thrower, Felix Mesenzel. Fourth and skip is Benny Kapp. They are throwing yellow stones. Don't get confused, viewer. Everybody's confusingly wearing white today. Used to be everybody wore black, wasn't it? And now everybody seems to wear white, which we like. Opposing them and throwing red stones this evening, it is Ross Whyte's team from Scotland. Lead thrower, Ewan Kyle. Second thrower, Duncan McFadden. Third thrower, Robin Bryden. Fourth and skip is Ross Whyte. Now, if you joined us last year, viewer, you would also have been pretty impressed with the showing of Ross Whyte's team from Scotland. Same lineup as last year. Only they and Joe Retornaz's team, only they made it through the round robin on 4 wins out of 4. But then, rather tragically, ran straight into the courageous young Norwegians, skipped by Lukas HØstmaelingen, and got dumped out of the competition. So I feel like I've been waiting for Ross Whyte's team to do something a bit spectacular for a couple of years. I think they missed out on the World Championships when it was COVID.
Just keep going.
And it's just been all Bruce Mowatt's team ever since, hasn't it? So I feel like Ross Whyte's team, goodness me, they are well drilled, they are so efficient. I've been waiting for them to do something a bit special for a while. I have to fancy them to get the point here. And I think, yeah, they will have been quite frustrated with that super form going into the quarterfinals last year. They ran into the young Norwegians. Great game, 4 points to 3. It was very close, but yeah, Ross Whyte definitely wanting to go much deeper in the competition this year. Now, Benny Kapp's team. I thought they had played with us before, but I can't find it in the archive. So, first time in this competition for Benny Kapp's team from Germany.
Normal. Heel.
Huh? Yeah.
You can, but if you don't roll far enough, it's just making the angle better for the double.
So Benny Kapp's team, they had the morning off.
Normal to easy.
This is their first game today. Yesterday, they started with a loss to Team Easily, the Swiss team. If the Germans want to qualify for quarter-final, they will need to somehow wrestle this point from Ross Whyte's team from Scotland.
Hard. Hard.
Ja, so eine Einladung ist halt auch einfach für ihn geschenkt.
Ross Whyte's team, on the other hand,
Right, so.
opened their competition this morning against my beloved Eve Stocker's team and had the temerity to beat them, but I will try not to hold it against them. But of course, it was a thumping as well. It was 8-2 in 6 ends, I think. Off to an ominous start, the Scots here. 4 teams from Scotland here, always big supporters of our competition, the teams from Scotland.
Yep.
And no Bruce Mowatt's team, so the 4 teams from Scotland. Cameron Bryce also on the ice just now. We just saw James Craik, and the 4th team is Kyle Waddell's team, also in the other half of the draw. All 4 of them with a big opportunity here to show that Scottish curling is not just about Mowatt's, you know.
Huh? Nee. Was?
But Scotland not yet managing to bring that corner guard into play. Having to play towards the centre, but we do see that more and more these days with the more aggressive rules, the more aggressive style of play. Sometimes you throw up your corner guard and you never manage to get a mistake from your opposition. You never manage to drag the play away from the centre. So a nice view of Duncan McFadden.
Really wide, curl. Gotta curl it. Hard. 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 Hard, hard, hard.
Oh, come on.
Well, that was a happy little redirect, wasn't it?
Guard
Yes. Ross Whyte, ever sportsmanlike, says to Benny Kapp, sorry for that. Recognising that they didn't really deserve that little happy piece of luck there.
Ich weiß auch nicht, wie wir den roten noch rausbekommen.
Oder so.
Tim in the chat.
Für
also
den
knows
linken
Iron Brew.
abspielen, gut.
Yeah, they've had some good adverts over
Den
the years.
abspielen.
Iron Brew.
Ja, ich will halt kein Double da lassen.
Nase.
I made a deal with James Craik's team actually, who were enviously eyeing my stash of Iron Brew, and I said if they get to the quarterfinals, then I'll share it with them to give them a boost.
Würden Touch weniger besser finden.
What? Clean. Yep. Hike. Clean.
I think this was a mature shot from the Germans here, that they were looking at the double, but God, it was a real tricky double, and I think I like those two yellows. They're quite dangerous there.
Just a hair
You know,
high.
you can see Ross Whyte immediately concerned about it. Both of those yellows you could use to punch forward, punch onto that red, and Ross wasting no time asking Robin Bryden to just remove it.
Wait. Wait. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Curl. Curl. Curl.
Removing one of them, Robin Bryden. But I think neutralising that danger, a little bit difficult to get to that second yellow on its own.
Bitte jetzt spielen.
Auf 7.
Ja.
Ja, 14-7 klingt gut.
Remember, gang, we have halftime quiz again. Only room for 10 people in the quiz room, so as soon as that QR code pops up on the website address, make sure you jump in if you want to take part in Team Trivia Quiz. I will confirm which team we are triviaing about.
Hard, hard, hard.
And we have answers to our questions last night about Norwegian beanie hats and all the Schwallers out in race. So stay tuned, gang.
Also schnell. Der wird da, glaube ich, Touch weniger Eis geben, oder? Also seiner ist auch außen gerackt.
Nee, ja, war eine Sekunde zu schnell. Aber 13.
Ja.
Also ich glaube, das Eis hat gepasst.
Ja.
Aber ich fand es nicht den Call, weil...
Ja.
Ich glaube, das ist der gelbe Shot liegt. Ich habe ein bisschen verpennt.
Ja. Aber ich glaube, es ist gerade so eine
Ja,
Blockade.
6. Like, T-line. Back four is probably okay, but T-line's great. Ich kann jetzt nicht mal irgendwie defensiv spielen. Just have to get by this one, really. Entweder das geht jetzt gut oder halt nicht.
Ja, also kann schon eine Defensiv spielen. Du kannst über den immer reinschießen.
Ross Whyte asking for T-line.
Aber weiß auch nicht, ob Bryce
Ignoring that yellow out front and thinking, well, we definitely lie one. Could even be two red, but yeah, let's pile another red in. Let's put the pressure on Germany. Objective for Scotland is to be efficient with their hammer. And that means trying to score more than the kind of default 1 point with hammer.
Hard then. Just carve it, carve it, carve. Okay.
I think that's pretty much exactly what you asked for.
Freeze aber einfacher.
Although, could be space for Germany to come round. Again, you see, I think that's you and Kyle there just saying, oh no, it's Duncan McFadden, sorry, just saying, I think I touched that guard with my feet. or with a brush or something, touched a static stone. But the German team saying we don't notice anything, all fine for us.
Ja. Selbst so ist er. Ich bin so gut. Ja, aber er hat ihn schon noch gut rausgesteuert, also da gehört schon viel. Ja, der war 14, seine war 14-0.
Seiner war 14-0. Genau, Bryce.
And indeed, see the German team deciding to just try to follow that in. Just slipped a wee bit further on.
Das zieht schon gut rüber.
Scotland might have liked. And Benny Kapp with a chance here to really neutralise this danger from Scotland.
Linie ist gut. Seng. Ja.
Easy.
Easy.
Wow, wow, wow.
Nur Länge. Linie ist perfekt. Auf 7. Auf 7.
Line just for Whyte, he says.
Los.
Cool.
Schön, wenn Jojo. Wenn Jojo, genau drauf. Hart.
Easy.
Hart. Oh,
This looks very well judged.
Nice, Benny.
That is nice, Benny Kapp. What a great shot. Really neutralising that danger from Scotland now. And that's the risk you see when you play towards the centre. There is a much bigger risk of your opposition being able to shut down that scoring area. And that's why you still ideally want to try to bring those corner guards into play.
14-2. Ja, das ist...
Now, tricky stuff for Whyte from Scotland to try to move things around.
Das ist die Seite, die abartig fliegt.
Deciding he needs to open out this clockwise handle.
Das ist perfekt so.
If I touch that red, I've not got a shot for her.
It is Scotland with last stone here, but that lovely first throw from Benny Kapp, neutralising a lot of that danger from Scotland. And Scotland now wondering a little bit where they're going to get 2 points here. But early days. We're only in the second end. We play 8 ends here in Baden. If scores are tied, we will play an extra end, which we have done quite a lot already this weekend. That certainly moves things around from Whyte. That yellow, though, from Benny Kapp. Still annoyingly on the tee line. And yeah, what if he just does exactly the same thing again? What can Scotland do about it then? So unlike me, Benny Kapp's team not at all intimidated by this very tidy outfit from Scotland.
Ja, der war jetzt 14-2, ich fand 14-5 gut.
Jetzt 5 auf 6. Also schaut, dass er vor der T-Line ist. Nee, genau, Dolly Weiß da vorne, also wir sind jetzt so weiter links. Muss nicht Bryce auf den Gelben sein. Eigentlich so Shot wie möglich.
Yeah, same again, please. And then I think you'll make Scotland's life pretty difficult to score more than one. And you'll be forcing Whyte. Difficult shot just to make 1 point, actually. And yes, Benny Kapp is part of the famous Kapp family from Germany.
Nur Länge! Linie ist super! Ist close!
Linie!
Ja! Häuser! Häuser! Ja! Gehen! Gehen! Ja! Hart! Hart, Jungs!
Hart!
Hart! Nice. Schön, Benny.
That is schön, Benny. Yeah, Whyte, no choice but to try to outdraw that pair of yellows.
Good pass.
He needs to
Was eine Länge.
just grab almost a little piece of the 1 foot right in the middle there.
Ja, eben. Ich hab's mir noch gedacht, also
Great second end from Germany.
weil es ist noch nicht am normalen Speed, weil der normale
Really
Speed
cancelling the danger from Scotland, putting big pressure now on Ross Whyte.
der jetzt ist
Has to outcount both of those yellows. So deep breath, Ross.
Im letzten Spiel waren ja 6 Steine und Abwischen halt davor. Deswegen, das haben wir im ersten Jahr noch nicht ganz verrissen. Deswegen haben wir so gestoppt, weil auf meinem Besen, weil wir am Schneefilm drauf nach dem Wischen.
Belt close to me.
Stil auf
Hair
Kübel
firm
ist
maybe.
nicht
Whoa, whoa, I do you heavy.
This is why it's difficult for four, is because you don't have a second chance. Either Ross Whyte makes this shot
Well, leg.
and everything's great, or he doesn't make this shot and he's going to lose a two.
Aber ich glaube,
That's why throwing fourth is not for everyone. It is difficult. And that's why Ross Whyte throws fourth. What a shot from him. 1 point, please. Super save from
Nice fit.
Ross Whyte from Scotland. 1 point
bad
back
then.
on the board. Scores are even, as you were.
Das haben die Jungs danach gesagt, die haben sie
To
verstanden.
really
Aber ist alles gut.
concentrate on that close throw.
Er muss gegen 2
Just
von
got
gut
touch aggressive.
werden.
We are
Ja, aber
drawing,
that's it.
run, poke run.
Alles gut, wir haben wieder einen Hämmer.
Working out.
9-0. Und jetzt machen wir ganz definitiv Center.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Geben wir noch ein
Yeah.
bisschen Gas.
Ja, aber ich glaube, wir müssen trotzdem hinter die Center, oder?
Nein.
Nee, ich bin ja am überlegen, ob wir hinter die Center oder auf die Seite spielen, aber ich glaube, wir müssen hinter die Center, weil ansonsten
If you're just joining us, welcome to Baden. It's the 2023 edition of the Baden Masters.
Normaler Speed dann bald, also 5:0. Muss schauen, es läuft dann gut aus.
We're all boiling here.
Bremsen sie dann nicht mehr.
Und hat er gesagt, der muss halt einen Touch mehr
34
stoppen,
degrees
also das ist
outside.
nicht so. Ja, ist gut.
No wonder all these boys are happy to be here in the ice hall.
Ja, das ist halt, ja, das ist nicht auf dem Radar.
Line's good.
Ja, weil gerade sagt er, dass er halt auf den Button soll. Gerade hat er gesagt, dass er auf den Button
Hair,
soll.
hair
We already
narrow.
started yesterday evening. We've been playing all day. This is our
Fair narrow.
fourth draw out of 5 today.
Where?
We
Okay,
have
well then. Well
4
then.
groups of 5 teams. At the conclusion of the round robin, teams will be ranked 1 to 20, and it is the top 8 teams who will qualify. Quarterfinals begin 8:30 European tomorrow evening. And aren't we kicking off the weekend with some good stuff out there? Ross Whyte's team, as I said, I think they've got a point to prove. They were looking in imperious form this time last year. One of only 2 teams that went through this round robin without a loss. The other, of course, being the Italians.
Vorne 8 wäre gut.
But then ran
Nee,
into
vorne 4.
Bleib dran, der bremst.
HØstmaelingen of Norway and got dumped out at the quarter-final stage.
Oh, kein Cut.
I think they would love to go to the semis and the final and even raise that trophy this year.
Okay, line's good. Line's great. Hair high, running a touch, loading like it's heavy.
That constant communication
Well curled, yeah.
from the sweepers. It's calling ahead where they think it's going to land. And they start from you and Kyle.
Weg, oder was? Weglein.
We've been treated to some lovely lead
12
play
zwischen 12 ist
in
nicht
this
schlecht.
competition already.
Meiner hat vorher echt nicht viel gemacht, er war zwar Heck, aber
Hard to overstate
ganz okay so.
how important it is to have those first 2 stones exactly where you want them. And then
Yep.
it's up to the rest of the team to make use of them.
Oh, yep, yep. Hi!
Ist er drauf?
Ja, den auf, ja.
You see the team just stopped that yellow from touching the red. That's because we're playing the no-tick rule here. While free guard zone is active, there's a no-tick rule. If your stone is touching the centre line, you are not allowed to move it. And the German sweepers realising that yellow stone was all over the red guard touching that centre line, and rather than fussing around trying to put it back in exactly the right place,
Clean, clean.
It was obvious to everyone it was going to hit, so they just stop it and take it out of play instead.
Girl. Whoa, whoa. Clean. Yep. Hard. Hard. Roll that way. Hard. Get out of there.
Nice throw again from Duncan McFadden.
Wenn dann ganz rein.
Very similar to what we saw in the first end from Ross Whyte here. They always look really comfortable, don't they? In a quietly confident way. Good news for Scotland fans. I know we've got Tom in the chat. He's been cheering for the Scottish teams today. Cameron Bryce's team also off to a great start against Corey Dropkin's team from US. It is 3-0 to Bryce's team after 2 ends. Over on sheet 1, it is 2-1 to Michael Brunner, local favourite, over Andrew Schneider's team in that all-Swiss affair, and the other all-Swiss affair over on sheet 4. Jan Isley leads Yves Stocker 1-0. If you're just joining us, we're in the third end of our featured game at Baden Masters 2023. We are right in the thick of the round robin. If you want to say hello, if you want a shout out, are you having a viewing party? Who are you cheering for?
Hard. Okay, good.
We welcome all chat. You can see Germany's idea here. They're trying to get a mistake out of Scotland, and if they could roll that yellow in behind those 2 reds, makes it harder for the Scots to remove. Maybe they shall get a mistake.
Whoa. Curl. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Same again from Scotland. Their objective is, of course, the opposite, and that's why they are happy to roll away from the centre.
9.
The bigger the roll, the harder it is. Clinical stuff from Ross Whyte's team. Oh, there's my buddy James Hustler in the chat. James from English Curling. Thanks for joining, James. Oh dear, the subtitles not managing Lorna's accent. Why am I not surprised? I'm not sure if our Norwegian speakers have forgiven me yet for my pronunciation of their names. All constructive criticism welcome.
8-7.
Clean. Oh. Carol. Oh. Clean. Yep.
Huh?
Hard.
Ja.
Hard. Gotta go.
Ja, nee, jetzt kann man spielen.
Same drill from Scotland.
Ja.
Sorry.
Okay, auch gut.
But this time leaving a more realistic roll, or more makeable roll for the Germans. Oh, hello BL subs. Wishing us in Europe good evening. And it's already good morning from Japan. Our Japanese friends already enjoying their weekend. And I think they've got it this time, Germany. There, what a difference. A half shot from Robin Bryden from Scotland. leaving an easier roll. And Felix Messensal all over that.
Da wird's auch ein Besen, oder?
Very nice.
Ja, so 8-7 ist jetzt für eine 9 nicht so
So they'll
schwer.
get there as they still got this for 2, right? If I can make this.
Du wolltest 10 spielen. Du hast 10 gesagt.
Make this
Wir
though
waren
and
mit 10.
sit
Now
down.
what? It's Germany with last stone in this third end.
Wir alle dachten, du willst 10 spielen.
Kind of what I'm seeing.
Doch, kein 10 Rücken mehr. Du musst halt Vollgas schlagen. Ja, wir haben noch Board nicht. Aber ist ja auch egal. Passt ja. Ja.
Yeah, I think.
If you're learning curling, guys,
Der erste noch nicht so.
Ross
der
Whyte's
zweite
team,
auch.
you will learn a lot from them. Not panicking here. The temptation might be
Dirty.
to go for that yellow on the anti-clockwise handle.
War nicht gut.
But we don't need to do that. Remember, it's the third end. Oh, and I think we're going to bust out one of our favourite tactics for the first time this season. A score of -1
Maybe chasing the out.
is quite often a good result.
Maybe just chasing the
Ein
out.
bisschen Schocker ist ziemlich gut.
Oh, having said that,
So.
I promise you they can't hear me up here. I'm
Mike, I've
behind the
got
glass.
peace. Does curl in there.
Now they are looking at that
Ah.
outturn.
Da
The
kommt's auch.
anti-clockwise
Ja, von der
handle.
Kante. Aber ich hab gesagt,
Chasing
der
in that
10
yellow.
ist nicht. Ja, aber also mein 10er, der ist ja
Oh,
auch
den
so
gibt's
viel Curl. Klar mit voll auf Curl, aber
Tap for you.
ja, er tippt, wenn er kommt, ist er.
I think we can just minimise the ice just slightly. I like
Sticking
that.
to the first idea, I think I like this idea as well. Then
Leicht weit ist
at the end of the shot, you should have 2 yellows. No, you shouldn't. You should have 2 reds
Try and bump it to light shot.
in that all-important zone right in front of the forefoot. 1 to Germany is fine for Scotland. They don't mind that. But they don't want yellows to start building up, so I like this call. I think this is a courageous call.
Ja, wir fanden es, also Joel fand es ein bisschen wenig Eis, fand es auch gut, aber der hat
Stack this side, giving us options to punch forward later.
Hard done. Hard done.
Just like that. Wowzers. What a shot from Ross Whyte.
auch wenn er hier liegt. Wobei dann
That's
spielt er
even
gleich
better
Tempo,
than I thought it was going to be.
dann spielt er so
Barely got that move.
und dann sind beide Seiten zu. Und wie? Was hältst du von dem? Und den durchtappen?
No, no, that's fine.
Nee, weil wir liegen ja hier.
Ja, aber das wird, glaube ich, nicht machbar sein.
Ach du nur mit
Der
einer Hack.
Call ist so,
Ja, von dem halte ich nicht viel. Weil er spielt einfach den. Dann sind beide Seiten zu.
ja, aber er kann nie den gelben raustappen und einen Shooter von.
Doch, weil er muss ihn ja nur hier hintappen. Dann liegt er Second, Third und Fourth.
It's the first of, I'm sure, many team conferences.
Ja, dann wird er auch nochmal den gleichen spielen. Ich will ihn dem halt eigentlich nehmen, weil mit dem kann
We're
er alles machen.
already, what, 3 minutes behind? I'm not sure if we were exactly on time starting at 5:30, but goodness me, these boys can talk.
Ja. Ist auch nicht das.
That's not curled in there to take the weight off.
Das war ganz nichts. Ja, geht aber nicht. Ja. Oder wir callen halt auf Nase. So wie er gespielt hat, finde ich eigentlich ganz gut.
Important here is that
Nee. So. Selbst
Germany
wenn du-
give
selbst wenn du den
themselves
übertreibst, so
something to
technisch
do with their final stone at the moment.
schlecht. Also Plan A ist
Everything
fertig,
looking
ganz gesagt.
locked on for Scotland there.
Backline.
I think you need to give yourself space, boys. I'm not sure anything other than a bigger weight is going to help here. if you're a Team Stalker fan, and who isn't, they just picked up a 3 in the third end. And they are now 3-1 ahead over fellow Swissies, Jan Isli's team.
Was? Ja.
Gosh, has no one thrown a stone yet? Right, off we go.
Yep, 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 yep. Oh.
Not fully sure what the final call here was. I think, yeah, we need to move some things around, or I think you're going to have a shot, Germany.
Halt! Alles! Halt, Junge! Halt! Halt, halt, halt! Ja. Nicht so schlecht.
That is nicht schlecht. That's not bad from Benny Kapp. You can see that's opened things out a bit. But, yeah. I think you may find Scotland closing things up a bit with their last shot here in the third end.
Wenn jetzt ein Miss hat, dann ist alles gut. Ja, er war arg langsam. It's 13-8.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that, BL subs in the chat. A new tactic for you to think about, that sometimes -1 is a fine result for that end. I'm happy if we could help.
That should be almost a steal there.
So Scotland, plenty of options here. They,
What
they don't want to do is to leave Benny Kapp some kind of triple takeout. Yeah, I think the original idea is still the best call, guys. Yeah, if you drop one exactly where Robin Bryden's bush is,
Just wanted like right in this pocket.
or even in the pocket, that's also fine. I'm pretty sure there's no triple takeout there for the
Maybe a
Germans.
touch less.
Aber wenn er kurz von weit ist, wir lassen ihn nur so viel.
And actually, even if this one pulls up a wee bit short, even if it's more like front ring or so,
Die Chance ist da. Wenn er genau in die Lücke versenkt, dann geben wir sicher.
actually no, we do want it deeper than the yellow on the left of the centre line, so that Benny Kapp can't use that yellow to drive back and maybe make a raised double takeout, but
If you're telling us it's short,
no easy shot coming for Benny Kapp. I think that's clear.
yeah, I don't think they put off this red, so. Okay, see you later.
Final throw of the third end for Scotland's Ross Whyte.
Line's not an issue right now. Line, oh, no.
It's very curly. You have to trust that it is going to grab that big curl at the end.
Whoa.
Weight's all there. Yeah, lovely shot from Ross.
Good judge, boys. Really good shot.
Einen abgeben. Backline.
Do we have any engineers in the chat? Are there any angles that make a triple takeout there? I don't think so.
Ja, wie du willst. Sonst haben wir nichts, gell? Er bleibt liegen, ja. Ich finde ihn gut. Gleiches Eis, ja. Gleiche Länge auch. Tat schneller vielleicht.
You can see Ross Whyte's team just checking in with Cammy Bryce's team on the neighbouring sheet there. Gosh, Cameron Bryce's team just chasing Corey Dropkin's team all over the sheet at the moment. I think about 27 Scottish stones lying in the forefoot at the moment. No wonder they're happy to check in and exchange notes with Team Whyte. Oh gosh, this does need a curl. We've got some of it at the end. But that's not going to be enough to change anything very much. That's a huge steal of 2 to Ross Whyte's team from Scotland. Nicely done from them. Big steal of 2. That means after 3 ends in our featured game here in Baden, Ross Whyte's team from Scotland lead Benny Kapp's team from Germany 3 points to 1.
Also der erste war 13-8, der war 12-1.
You can see in the top left of your screen there as well, Michael Brunner's team, the home team from here in Baden. Listen out for Papa Brunner, who sometimes brings his cowbell, typically more towards the end of the competition though. They are currently leading André Schneider's team, also from Switzerland, 4 points to 1.
Okay, line's good.
So all the pressure now on Germany. We're getting towards the halfway point of this game. The team from Scotland are 2 points ahead.
My brush and you're really good. My brush and you're good. Mind the curl in. Good. Maybe not.
Superstar from you and Kyle. That stone splitting the centre line. We are playing the no-tick rule. You cannot move that stone off that line. I think technically you can move that stone as long as it's still touching the line or something, but I'm not sure we've really seen that happen. I think that's a very precise shot. It doesn't really bring you anything. Nobody would bother trying it.
1, 2, 2, 3.
So we do have another interesting situation here in Baden this weekend. We had a question last year asking, is there a rule that all the players in the team, do you all have to be from the same country? Or could you, if you want, could you put together a team with, you know, friend from Germany, friend from Italy, friend from Sweden, etc.? And the quick answer to your question is yes, that you can put together a team with whoever you want. There's no rule that you all need to be from the same country.
Hair high, good. Okay, yep.
The reason we typically don't really see that is because, of course, all of these teams out here, they're all the top teams from their countries, and they want to be national champions, then to go to Europeans or North America region, then to go to Worlds and maybe even Olympics. So that's why you typically have teams all from the same country, but they have a bye this round, but pop back tomorrow morning and you will see our all-star team who have done exactly that. We have an all-star team made up of Germany, Sweden and Norway. And very kindly filling in for a team that had to drop out at last minute. And the all-star team comprising of Sixten Todzek, Steffen Wallstadt, this winning skip from last year's team, Alex Baumann and Johannes Paz. And on 1-1 so far, the all-star team. Come back tomorrow and see how they're getting on. Scotland continuing to just pile on the pressure here. They've already got centre guard, they've got a stone roughly behind it. Let's just get rid of this yellow. No yellows equals no points. Lovely shot from the second thrower from Scotland, Duncan McFadden. Now, speaking of Steffen Wallstadt, viewers, we were watching him out of the corner of the sheet yesterday evening, and it is not actually Steffen who is skipping that game, or skipping that team, excuse me. It is Alex Baumann, and that means we are treated to the sight of top skip Steffen Wallstadt having a bit of a sweep. And that, Stefan's beanie hat fans, is why Stefan's beanie hat is not currently on his head. Is because if he's sweeping instead of skipping like he normally does, then his head gets too hot and he doesn't need his hat. So there you are. If you want to know about anyone else's hat, just let us know and I will find out. That stone just coming up a little bit short for the Germans. And Scotland could start removing guards.
So 8 single. Only difference is they can get to here, but
I think Ross concerned that if they don't get to the 4 foot now, then Germany can, which I would agree with, but Scotland are also 2 points ahead already. They don't particularly need to score again at this fourth end. They just want to make sure that Germany is not having chances to score. You need to be a little bit careful if you're going to play the offense is the best form of defense kind of game. You've got to be careful not to leave Germany stones in play that they can use. Fine enough from Robin Bryden, but doesn't really change much.
So rum, vorne 4 rein. So rein.
Just a hair. The throw wasn't horrendously far away.
Nein, reinlegen.
No, you only brought him from himself and then to the run.
Ja. Das ist eigentlich ganz gut. Dein Call, ich finde beide gut. Kiel wird halt sehr defensives End.
Erst wieder dann den Run wahrscheinlich.
Ja, dann macht er uns ja auf.
This was what was concerning Ross Whyte, that if Scotland didn't get to the 4 foot with that throw, then Germany can. Yes, they can, but again, BL subs, cool new tactic. -1 at this end is fine for Scotland. Then they would be +1 with last stone going into the second half, so they don't need to worry too much about this, even if this is a perfect shot from second thrower Johannes Schäuere. If Scotland just chase it in, options for Germany become quickly limited. Yeah, you don't even need to move that yellow. If you just chase that yellow in, then that's pretty much closed that anti-clockwise handle for Germany. And the clockwise, looking a bit blocked up on the other side of the sheet as well. So I think it's fine if Germany cover that 4 foot, as long as Robin Bryden here can follow it in. Now we can see a big sweep from Ewan Kyle to try to grab some curl. He's a big lad, and gosh, he really managed to carve that. So I like that. Yellow's still lying short, but that yellow's now behind the tee. And Germany immediately recognising the danger of that red shot just thrown. score update on sheet 3. Now there was me saying that Cameron and Bryce's team from Scotland had about 50 stones in play or something. They did,
really?
but Corey Dropkin's team from the US really steadied the ship there in the third end and scored 1. So it is now Cameron and Bryce of Scotland 3, Corey Dropkin of the US 1. And they are in their 4th end.
Nose.
Schade.
Your nose to hair low.
War das nicht schlecht? Weil wenn er jetzt einen von seinen mitnimmt, kriegen wir vielleicht den vorne wieder ins Spiel.
And a lovely shot there from third thrower for Germany, Felix Mesenzell, putting pressure back on Robin Bryden. But gets everything moving. Wowzers.
Good. Catch.
Full beans from Robin Bryden.
Wenn ihr
And I think he got about 5 stones moving there. A modest fist bump from his teammates, all in a day's work for them.
Okay.
But well, as you were, 4 foot's now empty
Wenn
again.
wir besser liegen würden, könnten wir Double spielen und rein hinter die Corner rollen, liegen zweimal. Okay.
Oh, BL subs, this is exactly my cup of tea. BL has a lovely question. Speaking of hats, which world curler would you be least surprised if they showed up and curled in a bowler hat? I love that question, BL subs. Clock already suggests Matt Hamilton. I don't think that would go with his hair, though, to be honest. I think you need to be pretty clean shaven to pull off a bowler hat, really.
Linie kommt gut. Oh, Linie kommt, lass ihn vorne. Wow.
So, Germany, they need to not let that knock their confidence. That huge shot from Robin Bryden. And they've done exactly the right thing, coming back with a nice throw right to the tee. If I'm being picky, it maybe
Also auf der Seite könnte
rolled on half a stone
auch
too
noch
much.
raushauen, den Steinbreit.
Ja, ich wusste nicht, weil
Do you know, I could imagine Benoit Schwartz in a bowler hat.
Yeah.
He's quite debonair, isn't he? And actually, my friend from US curling, another Matt Gallegos, his moustache, in my opinion, is better than Matt Hamilton's, and he would look extremely dapper with a bowler hat as well.
Das Barry schmeckt aber auch so gut. Die ein bisschen mehr Form steigen, ja.
Same drill then from Scotland. Ross Whyte just wants to chase the German stone in. If he gets this right,
Line's great.
he's really just closing down the scoring area.
Schon mal gut.
1 German point, no problem for Scotland at this 4th end.
Line's great.
Button trifft er einfach im Schlaf, das ist so.
Curl then. Curl.
Really nice shot from Ross Whyte. Very difficult to do anything about that red. And as you can see, really closing that scoring area. I think there's still about, oh, I don't know, 3 centimetres of scoring area for Benny Kapp on that same handle.
Ja, finde ich gut. Hier vorne ab. Hier guten Call. Was hat er? Er hat den halt vielleicht, oder?
er probiert wahrscheinlich so.
Das glaube ich nicht, weil der geht aber nicht. Ich glaube, er zündet den rein.
Very much the Germans having more jibber jabber though.
Wir können auch jetzt den
The Scots not needing too much discussion. For me, the Scottish team playing the more clinical game out there at the moment.
oder? Ja, wir haben eigentlich gerade nichts.
Oh,
Wir können
what's
ja
that popped up on the screen, gang? It's halftime quiz.
auch, ja. Wenn er den nicht wegnimmt. Ich glaub,
You
er
want to play
für ihn
our
ist der
halftime
Tab
trivia
leichter als
quiz?
der.
We have 4 questions about one of the teams in the competition. You may have played already. We've had Team German. We've had Team Hösli already in halftime quiz. And your prize is you get to show off here in the chat that you're quizmaster. At the conclusion of this fourth end, then you can see we have 3 stones to come. At the conclusion of this fourth end, we're going to do halftime quiz. Either scan that QR code, that will get you into the quiz room, or you can join on the website there using the game pin. And first 10 into the quiz room can take part.
Yep. Nur länger. Linie ist gut. Gehen, Jungs.
So quiz room was busy last night, so if you want to partake.
Halt, Jungs. Halt.
Oh, actually, the quiz room was so popular, we've made it bigger.
Okay, well.
So I think we may even have space for about 20 now. Now, Germany, that doesn't really help you very much. That simply just kind of blocks everything for you on the anti-clockwise handle. Whyte could almost just walk this stone down and put it out of play himself. I'm not sure there's anything he needs to do, really. Yeah, that could be the only way in. Maybe just guard that shot, the great big in-off. Oh, James says, our favourite Joel Retornaz with bowler, stash and goatee. Crikey. Joel is also sporting pretty short hair just now. So, yeah, he's definitely got the clean-shaven look for it.
It's whether you just kind of, they've got probably this, and they've got this kind of tap to there.
Quiz room very busy already. Everyone excited to do our trivia quiz at half time. 2 more stones to come till quiz time.
You're playing it to sweep and just try and kind of nick it to live shot. We're just wondering whether this one moves to GER.
The score is really just saying, what does Germany have? What shot could Germany even play, and how can we try to block that off for them? Scotland not in trouble whatsoever here, but just trying to really take away all the options. They reckon the only way to get a second point is to come off those reds on the wing there. So either you can kind of do that first, or you can guard that shot.
Well, he has this tap, and he has this.
Right, come on, boys, we've got quizzes to do.
Ja, im letzten End, wo sie 2 gestohlen haben, dass wir danach wieder das Format in den Kopf kommen.
And we have another draw this evening. So, chop, chop.
Weil das ist der Stein, der alles kontrolliert. Doch, der war ja halb offen die ganze Zeit. Nee, ich fand ja in dem Moment den Call auch super, aber jetzt im Nachhinein nicht mehr kommen. Aber ist gut. Wir haben jetzt wahrscheinlich keine Chance auf 2. Wenn er jetzt kommt, dann müssen wir schauen, dass wir irgendwie einmachen. Nee, raus glaube ich nicht. Dafür Break zu wenig im Haus. Aber dass er 2-mal liegt, geht er. Aber selbst dann hast du, glaube ich, den für 2.
Aha. Whyte's actually going for the yellow, and at the same time, I would say going for the jugular. He's trying to do this before the Germans do. Oh my goodness, he's got it. Goodness me. What a shot from Whyte. Just removing that option entirely from Germany. And for an encore, punching their stone further out of play. I told you they were having a point to prove, this team this year. Oof, well, this must be taking its toll a little bit on our German colleagues out there. Just
Also für zu dem besser
Brilliant
als
shot after brilliant shot.
der wär für
You
zwei.
really need to keep your concentration
Ja, klar.
when that
Aber
kind of
der wär
firepower is
halt
up against you.
reinzukommen. Ja, ist Steinkorn. Ich finde beide gut. Ich weiß
Yeah,
nicht,
big
ob einer-
appreciation in the chat for that shot from Scotland. Not only neutralising the possibility for Germany, but also
Aber mit Backline kommst du nicht durch.
putting themselves
Backline
in
ist
shot
so
and
schnell, mit
second
Backline gehst du
position.
hier sicher an.
Just gorgeous.
Der ist er. Ja, kriegen wir schon hin.
Rick's up early in Canada.
Ja.
Greetings from Bradford, Ontario. Hello, Rick. Thank you for joining us.
Ich glaube, wir haben schon Platz, Felix. Ich weiß auch nicht, ob für Heck genügend Curl nach der... Ja, doch, doch.
Es ist ein verdammt. Also ich finde persönlich den einfacher, aber.
Den sehe ich zu wenig vom Heck aus, glaube
Hä?
ich. Den sehe ich zu wenig vom Heck aus.
Ja, gut.
I think that's, yeah, pretty much all Germany can do here. There is a hole through there. And if they get this right, they should be able to just punch that red back a little bit. But this is a lot of work for 1 point here for Germany.
Ja, ja, ja.
On the sweep immediately.
Hard!
Easy,
Hard!
easy.
Wow! Clean,
Not bad.
clean, curl, curl. Hard! Hard! Hard!
Oh, has that spun itself back in? Robin Bryden thinks it's red. And they have agreed it is red. Wow, so again, what an end from Ross Whyte's team from Scotland. They must be full of confidence at the halfway point. In our featured game here in Baden Masters, the score is Ross Whyte's team from Scotland 4, Benny Kapp's team from Germany 1. And thank you for your patience, people in the quiz room. Are you ready? You have. The quicker you answer, the more points you get if you're correct as well. So don't be shy. So the correct answer is actually Team Jacobs in 2014 from Canada. Most people thinking it was their coach. Oh, that is cute. That's Logan Carson. Who of Team Kapp does not like to be interviewed? Who is not a chatterbox? Is it Johannes, Benny, Felix or Mark? So that's Mark Mishkatovic, who was in the entry form, but isn't in fact here. So lots of answers there. Who's the shy one? More of an introvert in Team Kapp? The answer is... it's Johannes, so quite a few fuses. Benny, Flix or Jojo? Five seconds left now. A lot of people with a good idea about this one. The answer is, it is Flix. So 7 people getting points there. How does that affect the leaderboard? It's still Logan Carson on top, but Meow catching up. And I like that name because it sounds like a cat. So final question then. I think we've got 2 in the running for bragging rights for this one. How many brooms did the team ever break? Oh my goodness. In anger, surely 0. Interestingly, 3 not an option. 5 seconds left. Our final question of halftime quiz for this round. The Meister in the chat. Thank you everyone for joining the quiz room just now. We shall have another halftime quiz later on this evening. Right, quiz excitement over. Let's get back to the serious business of Benny and Jojo's game against Ross Whyte's team.
Line's great. Line's great. Always Robin. Okay, line's great.
More relentlessly good stones from the boys from Scotland.
If I'm honest, I think Juden's second was a hair cleaner than his first. That's why Carlson.
Ah, okay, thanks for the feedback on the quiz, guys. Some small technical hiccups, we shall try to work on those. Thanks for your enthusiasm, though. This is our first time trying halftime trivia.
Yep.
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 Hard.
Whoa. Okay.
Handy shot there, though, from Jojo Shoiri.
Okay.
Down to the forfeit.
But still advantage Scotland there. There is still a guard out front. It would now be a yellow that the German team would use for a promotion. But, again, Scotland don't need to do anything fancy here. That centre guard suits them.
Line's great.
Let's just
Similar.
pop another red in behind it.
Very similar line. Okay, line's great. Okay, line's still good.
Thanks for that advice there, BL subs. Yeah, we still need to get it running smoothly, our quiz, but we hope you're enjoying that as a new little fun addition to the virtual club here. And presumably the Scotland team having fun out there. Goodness me, they're not missing anything. The only advantage for Germany is that it is now a Yellowstone they're driving back into the pack.
Ich wollte nur 9.
Nee, 4.
Warum?
Dass beide Roten gehen.
Okay. Dann wird's halt ein Blank.
Yep.
Big drive out from Johannes Shoiri. I think he's got that spot on. Oh, not quite, but a very handy shot nonetheless. That red open, that yellow. Nice and tucked in behind cover near the centre there.
Just have to be fully 8 to do this.
Not even a flicker from Ross Whyte. Same again, please, he says. Oh gosh, Lorna, 2 times speed on YouTube. I must sound like a chipmunk on crystal meth or something.
Okay, getting better.
We will try to figure it out so that we don't have to listen to 2 times Lorna speed.
Carl, still, please.
Ooh. That stone just about stopping, but could this be a chance now? That stone sliding in a wee bit further than the previous throw. And could this finally be a bit of a chance for long-suffering Team Germany?
Bisschen tiefer. Weiß nicht, ob's geht.
Ein Call.
Ich glaube, das ist der Call, oder?
Ja, wir kriegen halt vorne nicht mehr ein Spiel, aber ist okay.
I think they can get to
Wenn der halt nicht kommt, ist schlecht.
both of those stones.
Ein Call. Ich finde den schon ganz gut eigentlich. Mal schauen, was er macht.
Wise decision though. No advantage really to trying to make a double takeout at the moment. They just want to cuddle this Yellowstone up to those 2 reds and use that to punch backwards with a future stone. First throw of the 5th end for Felix Mezenzel. Just like that. And that's suddenly looking a lot brighter for Germany.
Oopsie.
Sorry? Yeah, I wouldn't mind just throwing a touch more weight.
Okay.
Just try and kind of nick this to here. We sit right on top of it. Just like throw like back 8, back 12. Just try and nose this. Just try to get this to here.
Ich weiß aber nicht wohin. Und da ist er nicht. Nein, da war er auch nicht. Genau wie in SCO. Das haben wir im ersten und zweiten gemacht. Und dann haben sie auch die. Ist immer so gegen Whyte. Ist immer so gegen ihn. Ja. Er versenkt halt seine am Ende.
Finally then, Germany asking the question of Whyte's team from Scotland. And again, nothing much to do here except frustrate Germany. Giving up 1 point, fine for Scotland. Still Germany with all the work to do, but starting to give themselves a bit of a chance.
Sind wir second? Und über die Guard? Gelb. So, dass wir da einfach nur reintappen.
Ja, ist schwierig.
Ja.
Ich habe mir noch überlegt, wenn wir den dünn nehmen, vielleicht so, aber...
Wir lösen halt unseren raus, oder?
Komm mal her.
Wenn wir so schießen, lösen wir unseren halt raus, oder?
Right, while there's much jibber-jabber
Der bleibt liegen.
about the shot from Germany, we have our first result.
Geht vielleicht schon, aber...
It's over on sheet 4.
Ich meine, er hat dann kein Double zumindest. Den würde ich halt, wenn er
And
nur
it
spielt.
is a win for
Ja,
the most popular man in curling, Yves Stoker.
ich würde ihn schon spielen, dass er
Stoker Army will be happy this Friday evening.
Ja, wenn du besser
And
findest,
that
dann
keeps
komm.
their qualification hopes alive as well. First result then,
Dann spiel ich dir den
Yves
auch.
Stoker's
rausziehen.
team,
Du kannst entweder so
new
spielen,
lineup this year, their first competition win over Jan Isli's team.
und vielleicht den hier noch liegen lässt, dann weiß ich
And
nicht, wie wir den
still
rausnehmen.
all to play for in
wir
their
müssen
final
jetzt
game
noch
tomorrow.
Das heißt, du willst jetzt so.
Nee, ich weiß nicht, ich finde beide okay.
Ja, ist dein Call, ich finde auch
Ja,
beide
welchen
gut.
du besser findest.
Nee, ich finde keinen besser. Welchen du vom Outcome besser findest. Ich glaube, der Tipp für den Touch besser.
Nein, der ist besser vom Outcome her.
Gott, dann
And
schwören
since
wir
no one's thrown a stone yet on sheet 2,
Weg!
I can also update us on the
Ich hab's
question
schon
of
Wort
the
gesagt.
many Schwallers that we see out there on the ice.
Okay.
So I have spoken to Kim Schwaller, asked him, are you related to the many famous Schwallers? And he said yes.
Ja.
And pausing there, I then said, and how are you related to all the famous Schwallers? And Yannick is his brother and Christoph Schwaller is his father. So now we know. And finally,
Yep.
someone's thrown a stone on sheet 2.
Yep.
Yep.
Halt! Halt! Halt!
Halt!
Oh, this is some tricky angles here.
Okay.
That's not
Nicht
bad
schlecht.
though. Those two yellows in a dangerous position, but Scotland still with one more throw that they can try to block everything up.
Ich habe ja gar keinen mehr. Ich habe ja gar keinen mehr. Hopp. Geil.
Walk in there, so that it always goes that way.
Ist eigentlich gut so.
Ja, aber war schon gut, dass wir schneller,
Ja.
weil der wäre so fast nicht gereicht.
Ja.
Das kann auch sein, dass jetzt wieder lang
Ja. Ein paar Hampelmänner.
Ja, die Hassenbock macht immer so.
Yeah, don't hate it. Just don't want this one
Ja,
to
wenn
go
wir jetzt zwei
too
machen,
far
wäre
this
schon
way.
pervers.
The Scotland machine on sheet 3. Cameron Bryce's team continuing to just roll all over Corey Dropkin's team from US. It is now 6-1 in their 5th end to Cameron Bryce's team from Scotland over Corey Dropkin's team from the US. And what does that look like then? So Cammy's team, they had a morning off, but they opened with a win yesterday against Andrew Schneider. And Corey Dropkin's team, they played their first game this morning and they had a loss to Michael Brunner's team. And that means that Corey Dropkin's team, they're going to have to qualify the hard way unless they can turn this game around. Whereas Cameron Bryce's team, well on the way to booking a place in the quarterfinals.
Den da wegschieben und den hier drauf spinnen.
Ja, mit viel oder was? Mit 9?
9, ja. Das heißt, wenn du den tickst, dann läuft er hier rauf.
3 ein Viertel treffen, oder?
Ja.
3 stones to come on sheet 2.
Aber ich habe das Gefühl, dass
Nee, ich finde es so perfekt.
aber das Ding ist, wenn der hier liegt, hat er dann nicht Double einfach.
It is Scotland with that red stone, just biting the pin there.
Und dann kommt vielleicht der ins Spiel. 8.
They lie shot
Auf welchen willst du? Auf den ganz
yellow, I think lies 2 and 3, but hard to
Ja, der ist auch ganz außen gespielt.
do anything about that situation. I think, yeah, you can see that
Ja, ich glaube.
centre guard out front
Ja, ich hätte für den vom Winkel
is still
einfach.
causing Germany difficulties.
Gut.
Ja, 8, 3 Viertel treffen, oder?
Ja.
Now, interestingly, on sheet 3, viewers, Corey Dropkin just played a huge sort of triple takeout thingy or so in the 5th end. Very pleased with himself, but I'm not sure a blank end is really helping him at this point. They're 5 points behind. But that seemed to make everyone happy, so good for them.
Glaub nicht, dass es viel macht.
Bisschen schon.
First throw in the 5th end for the beleaguered Benny Kapp, under all sorts of pressure from Ross Whyte's team from Scotland.
Yep. Hard. Hard, Jojo.
But yeah, that over curling there. Difficult shot, but over curling a bit. That's not going to reach the shot stone. Now we shall surely see the same kind of discussion as we saw in the last end for Scotland. They will say to themselves, 2 stones left, 1 for us, last shot to Germany. What would Germany like to do with their last stone? And let's try to block that.
Was?
I think that yellow goes, it's just where the spins to.
We have one more round this evening and our featured game in the next round, which starts at 8:30 European. And our featured game will be Team HØstmaelingen from Norway, the courageous young Norwegians, against our favourite Italians, well, my favourite Italians, Joel Retornaz's team.
Got shot for anything.
Ja, aber dann löst er halt was aus.
So for a couple of the teams out there in this next draw, that will be their 3rd game today. It's a long day for some of the teams.
Zwei gelbe bleiben wahrscheinlich immer aus.
They've got this run.
Und der bleibt am gelben hängen.
They've got
Bleiben
that.
die 2 drin. Ja, wir müssen jetzt einfach so austauschen, dass man irgendwie mal 1, 2 stehen danach.
Unless you think this definitely goes.
Again, Scotland not really in trouble here. They just want to be as effective
Oh, here, by
as
the way,
they
I
can,
didn't see that.
frustrating Germany.
That might get
They're
far
not
enough.
having a big long discussion because there's anything wrong. Simply to make sure they make the best decision about how to frustrate the last stone from Germany.
Vielleicht ein Triple für 2. Dann schauen wir mal. Sehen wir uns gleich.
Die nehmen das auch nicht mehr ernst.
Ja, die wissen selber nicht, ob er geht. Schauen wir mal.
Oh, am I going for like 3/4? Yeah, man. Then half does make the back.
Wir sagen wir geil, wenn irgendwas passiert, aber bei ihm kommt er halt
Aber wir
wieder
müssen
so.
noch Scoreboard aufhängen.
Ja, das passt.
Achso. Ah, stimmt.
Wir sind ja schon im 5.
Ja, das geht ja, wir sind ja nur 3 hinten.
Ja?
Yeah. Oh. Yep. Oh. Oh.
Oh, are we going to see the same kind of thing again? Ross Whyte breaking German hearts. Yes, we are. Oh, and look at that. He's almost perfectly hidden behind those two guards near the centre.
Wir gehen halt hoffen, dass er irgendwie
Ich weiß, der
rauskommt.
Simner geht nicht, oder?
Ja, dann den.
Einfach den Soft Double.
Oh, it's a while since I felt really bad for a team out there, but
Sehr
gosh,
schwer.
Team Kapp from Germany,
Ja, ich meine nur, dass es nicht,
they are just
beide
getting
Ausläufer
bashed
raus,
around,
also,
aren't
dass
they?
der Sender geht, wird schwer. Aber wir können spielen.
Den mit 10 und so her.
Gut.
Dann müssen wir treffen, einfach so.
Ja, bisschen, ja, so.
Mit 10 bleibt ihr doch liegen.
Ja, du hast schon halt nur halb, gell? Das musst du halt schon sehen.
Jö, du hast ihn ja bis hier, oder?
Benny Kapp saying, how much of that red can you see from the hack? Looks like just over half.
Ja, gut.
Can you make the double takeout and stick around for 2?
Oder können wir langsamer spielen, nicht, gell?
Nee, sonst gehen sie nicht raus. Wir müssen ja aus dem Abfuß beide.
Aber ich glaube, wir brauchen weniger, Felix. Wir haben auf der Seite,
You'll have to be awfully precise, I think, to make the double takeout for 1.
ich weiß ja nicht,
that
ob
probably
Bryce
goes.
von der Kante curlen wird.
But I'm not sure you can hold on to the shooter. Let's see.
10,5.
Ich finde 10 gut.
Okay. 10.
I didn't really know where to. Back one went for fun. There was these two.
He could really get them right back into this game if he can do it, Benny Kapp. Nice controlled weight here. Nothing wild.
Clean.
Really important that this yellow
Oh,
finds a good
Good.
spot.
hard. Hard. Hard, Joel. Hard.
He wanted to keep curling, keep curling, keep curling. He does make the double, and he sticks it. Oh, magnificent response from Benny Kapp. Really important score of 2 for the Germans, who have been, gosh, they've been under the boot for the past 45 minutes or so.
Eine Triple weggegangen.
And yeah, relief and fist bumps all round. Good for you,
Da hängt noch einer, aber der
Benny
war gut.
Kapp. Good for
Schöner
you,
Benny.
Team Germany. That should have cheered everyone up a
Der
bit.
ist jetzt so viel über dem Ankommen.
Big score of 2 to get the team right back into this. And yeah, they'll waste no time putting up that score of 2
Auf geht's, Jungs. So.
in the 5th end. And that means in our featured game in Baden Masters 2023 edition,
Wir wissen gar nicht, ob der geht oder nicht.
going into our 6th end, Ross Whyte from Scotland leads Benny Kapp's team from Germany 4 points to 3.
Da ein bisschen brauchen
Whew. So, Manuel Treviso has to get his heart rate down again after the excitement of that last throw from Benny Kapp to pick up a super important 2. Real game saver there from Benny Kapp. Keeps this game absolutely alive. And Mario Treviso
Sehr schön, Mario.
managing the transition beautifully. He's split that centre line, no tick allowed. on that yellow.
Okay, line's good. Close line. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Close. Whoa, whoa.
Würde aber noch eine Center spielen tatsächlich.
For the first time in a while then, it's going to be Whyte's team from Scotland who have last stone. Let's see what they do with it. Very comfortable with the aggressive game. Well, all the top teams really have to be these days. That first throw from Ewan Kyle, just slipping behind T. But fortunately for Scotland, Germany still have to err on the aggressive side here.
Okay, kein Curl, straight.
But I think as long as Scotland scores something here in this sixth end, keep things tidy in the seventh end, and close out the game of the eighth. That's what they'll be looking for. Gosh, what a couple of shots from Mario Treviso. First throw, real nice and close to the house. Splitting that centre line. Second throw just over the hog line. Huge separation on that double centre guard. That ought to be as difficult as possible for the Scottish team to remove that double guard in one shot. But I said that yesterday, and then Bendig Ramsfjell did precisely that and rolled away himself. That's better from Ewan Kyle. Scotland, no need to gamble with corner guards here. They don't need to score 2. I think they'll be happy enough to simply score 1. If Scotland, for example, would score 1 point here, force Germany to score 1 point in 7th, they would be coming home +1 with hammer, and they would rightly feel confident to close the game from there. It's still Germany then who need to take more risks.
Yep. Yep.
Game-saving end in the 5th there.
Whoa.
A much-needed score of 2.
Whoa. Straight.
And now they need to capitalise on that. This looks nice.
Good.
That is a very nice shot from Jojo Scheury. That yellow just thrown there, nice and safe next to that red. This maybe looks like a funny idea for Scotland to remove the centre guards when Scotland have that red nicely lying shot. And the reason that's actually a good idea is put yourself in the position of Whyte. As we said, Scotland don't need to take any risks in this 6th end. As long as they score something, they'll be at least +2 coming to the conclusion of this game. And the easiest way to score 1 point is straight up the middle when there's nothing in the way. That's how Whyte will be thinking. Therefore, no matter what else happens, he would rather have nothing blocking his path if he needs to draw to the forefoot or draw to the pin with his final throw. And that's why you will see Whyte still hitting these guards, even though Scotland are safely behind cover at the moment. Huge shot from Cameron Bryce next door. Been a lot of huge shots in that game. Oh, not quite last stone there though, but a happy evening for the Scotland fans currently. Whyte's team surely getting closer to the finish line in their game, and Cameron Bryce's team, they are just chasing Corey Dropkin's team off the ice. I'm relieved to see the American boys still smiling. But they are getting a bit of a pasting out there.
Wow, lass ihn so weit vorne wie möglich. Weg, weg, weg.
Still a couple of games, though, to come for these two groups. This is Group C and Group D on the ice just now. They are back on the ice. They've got the early draw tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and the final draw in the round robin is 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. At that point, teams shall be ranked 1 to 20, and the top 8 will play in quarterfinals.
Ich habe mir noch so überlegt, aber ich glaube, das ist der Call. Ja, ist halt schwierig. Für den? Ja.
Our featured game later this evening will be Team HØstmaelingen, who really took this competition a bit by storm last year. And they will be up against the Knights of Trentino, Team Retornaz.
Linie! Linie!
Another ridiculously good shot from Cameron Bryce.
A-Linie! Alles Linie! Hard, hard, hard.
Lying 3
Hard,
stones
weiter.
over there
Weiter, weiter,
on the
weiter,
sheet next to
weiter.
us, to the right of your
Weiter,
screen as we are
weiter.
seeing
Geh
it.
drüber, geh
1,
drüber.
2, 3 yellows lying, and surely if the Americans can't find a shot here,
Ja, wird echt langsam. 14:6.
I wonder if they'll play on.
Ich weiß auch nicht, warum du weniger Eis wolltest.
Looks like 2/3.
Nein, dem Außen. Das war genau die Spur, wo wir da außen 12 oder
Ja, vorher dein Freeze, der kam hier raus. Dann hast du deinen Swing.
Ja, aber meine Curl weniger als deine.
Normal nicht.
Doch, weil du Outswing gerade immer ein bisschen soft spielst. Aber der war
So they do make 1 point next door. Lovely draw to the pin for the Americans. But enough's enough. Yeah, they are just getting battered out there by Cameron Bryce's team from Scotland.
Really gotta go.
And a really decisive win for Bryce.
Ich glaube, hat den Double gar nicht, oder? Nee. Selbst wenn er ihn hat.
Started with the win yesterday. Cammy Bryce's team against Andrew Schneider. 2 from 2 for Bryce. They've put themselves in a great position
Ich glaube so.
to grab a third win. And 3 out of 4 is typically enough to qualify for quarterfinals. Gets a bit complicated if you have teams drawing, but we haven't had... Actually, no, we can't have a draw in this competition, so that doesn't complicate
Letzter Shot
anything.
wie möglich. Ja. Felix seiner war 14:6, aber der sah auch nicht so aktiv aus. Also eigentlich gleiche Länge wie Felix seiner. Ja.
Dogged stuff from Benny Kapp's team from Germany. That score of 2 in the 5th end there, that surely gave everyone a bit of confidence. And a chance now to put some pressure on Scotland.
Yep.
Remember, we said if Scotland surely just score 1 point here in the 6th end,
Hard, Jungs!
that's probably fine. No need to take risks.
Hard!
Therefore, Germany trying
Hard!
to stop Scotland getting any more points. I think this looks nice.
Hard!
I like that shot from Benny Kapp. Or is there a triple takeout? Normally, well, certainly at the club, you would even say something like, ooh, that does leave him a triple takeout. And even at this level,
Might be able to get all 3 if
normally I wouldn't be too worried about leaving someone a triple takeout.
maybe just try and stuff it straight onto the nose. You might
Good
get
luck
lucky.
if you can make it. But
Yeah, you might
we've
get
seen
all
some
3.
awfully fancy stuff from Ross Whyte's team already, and
Also meinst du, dass er
Stone's about to go flying again, I would think.
aber er hat ja kein Triple. meinst, wenn er den Vordermann ganz links treffen würde? Ja, das verstehe ich irgendwie auch nicht.
Ja doch, er hat dann den Triple mit liegen bleiben. So schräg und dann da rauslaufen, dann könnten alles. Ja, wobei, nee.
Geht doch rechts vorbei.
Ross Whyte's team qualified without a loss for quarterfinals last year, but then got bumped out by HØstmaelingen of Norway. And I'm pretty sure they missed out on the World Championship when it was COVID times, and they would love to show that Scotland is not all about Bruce Mowat. And lovely shot there from Ross Whyte. Getting rid of the final centre guard out front. Making sure that whatever Germany does with this stone, Ross Whyte will have some kind of opening for his final throw.
Ja. Was war der nochmal? Was war der nochmal? Okay. 15,5. Kurze Guard. Genau, 3, ganz nah ran. Oder einfach 3, ja.
Final throw then of the 6th end for Benny Kapp of Germany. Just the 2 games still out there in this early evening session. Our featured game, Benny Kapp of Germany against Ross Whyte from Scotland, and over on sheet 1, the battling Andrew Schneider's team. They are 3-5 down to local favourites, Michael Brunner's team. But I really like watching Andrew Schneider. They never know they're beaten. You really have to play or you have to expect to play every one of your stones over 8 ends to get past Andrew Schneider. But running out of ends a little bit. But Jamie the Ice Master will be happy to see the slightly faster progress of this round than the round before. One more draw to come today at 8:30 European, so in just over 1 hour's time. And that could be quite a decisive draw, actually. That's groups A and B on the ice at 8:30. And yeah, that could be quite decisive. One team already qualified for the quarterfinals, Yannick Schwaller's team, won 3 out of 3 so far. And there could be a couple of teams joining them after the game at 8:30 this evening. Meanwhile, final throw of the 6th end for Ross Whyte from Scotland. Just wants to bump that yellow. He makes this look so easy, and it really isn't. On this curling ice, that is such a difficult shot, and that is 2 more points to the Scottish boys. And that makes our score then. We said Scotland had to score something. They even got a bonus and scored 2, and that means our score after the 6th end in our featured game at Baden Masters 23. Ross Whyte from Scotland leads Benny Kapp from Germany 6 points to 3. I'm sure we will see all-out aggression now from Germany. I think they need really at least 2 in the 7th end. We'll probably see them set up to give themselves a chance at a 3. But they need to make sure they don't go too aggressive and miss a chance for, say, an easier 2, or let's see how the end progresses. I think that's the first not quite perfect shot we've seen from you and Kyle.
Asking about his stones. 'Cause
That's
Blair
not
didn't
touching
touch
the
it.
line, and if he wanted to, Benny Kapp could call for the tick, but since that wouldn't really help at all, he's not going to.
Hard.
More important is to make sure of the placement of this corner guard from Mario Treviso. The tick, more of a defensive shot really, and Germany in no position to defend, unfortunately for them.
Okay.
More important then is to make sure with Mario Treviso's first throw, and they have.
Okay, line's good. Line's great. Line's great. Light brush. Okay, line's great. Line's great. Line's curl and touch the end. Only me. Yeah. Curl hard. Curl hard. Good job.
You and Kyle adjusting his second throw to make sure it lands exactly behind his first. And the Germans, they have to have good courage here.
Ja, Linie.
They are giving themselves the best chance to have a multiple score here.
Hard
Looks like
Linie.
they're going for
Hard,
a double
alles.
guard, double corner guard.
Weiß nicht, warum man den
No,
zweiten
no, they're
Pass
going
auf-
straight into the house with that. Well, it is anyway, whatever they called for.
Nein, Übergriff. Weil wir den zweiten ein bisschen aktiver
But it's
spielen.
actually popped out the other side, and Scotland can see that. They can't move that corner guard yet. This is only the fifth stone. They can't move that corner guard out of play, but that stone behind it in the house, not covered by free guard zone, and that's fair game.
Clean. Good throw, Dunk.
And everybody just wanders off halfway up the sheet because they all know it's fine. You're absolutely right, Benny. You need to persist with this tactic. Keep your focus. Don't let all these good shots get to your confidence. Let's keep using that corner guard. You just need one mistake from Scotland, and then you're set up nicely to try to make two.
Ist ein bisschen eng. Yep. Hard. So nah wie es geht. Whoa. Okay.
Ooh. That had the line, but not quite the weight behind it. And yeah,
3/4.
short's better than long here, but as you can see, those two stones snuggled in together, and an appetising double there if you're Scotland. A huge drive out from Duncan McFadden.
Curl. Really hard curl.
Ooh, but still leaves at least one corner guard and another one between corner and centre guard. So is that the half shot from Scotland that allows Germany to build this end?
Vom Curl her, aber für den ganz gut. Länge. Nur 5. Platz. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Ooh,
Wow.
is that actually going to get in the way of this throw now?
Yep.
Is it
Yep.
safely around? It is.
Yep. Hard, hard, hard. Hard, hard, hard. Whoa. Good.
Nice throw from Jojo Shoire. Again, Scotland not really in trouble here. Giving up a 2 is not the end of the world. What Whyte is thinking about is what is the best order to remove yellow stones. Asking Robin Bryden to go for the double takeout on the guards. Huge drive out from Bryden as well.
Clean.
So just the one, but that was the more dangerous guard from Scotland's perspective.
Oder halt so. Aber ich glaube, wir müssen auch die Guards spielen. Ja, ja. Aber der Split wird auch schwierig.
Ooh, it's a pivotal juncture
Er ist schon auch okay, wir dürfen dann keinen Fehler machen.
in this end and therefore in this
Schnell,
game.
bist du kommen? Okay.
The question is, do we throw up another guard? Try to get Scotland to miss, and then we can use that guard to get a second shot behind,
Yep.
or do we
Yep!
go directly to split the house
Halt!
and try to get a mistake from Scotland?
Halt!
that way?
Whoa! Yep!
Or a third option
Whoa.
is to kind of
Yep,
split the house as well as getting rid of that red. And a fine effort from Felix Meisenthal. Good separation between those yellows. They were happy if that yellow rolled even further away from the centre, but that's absolutely good enough.
Let's try and roll into here.
I think I like that decision at this stage in the end. We're somewhat running out of stones to
Still high.
keep putting a guard on in that situation, and I think that was the right choice. Oh, goodness me, gang. Take a look at the score on sheet 1, will you?
Clean, yep.
What did I say about never taking your eyes off Andrew Schneider's team?
Whoa.
They only scored 3 in the 7th end, and that means that Andrew Schneider is 6-5 ahead of
Hard.
Swiss vice-champions Michael Brunner, and they're in their 8th end. There you go. You can just see it on the left of your screen there. That's 6 at the top, but that's Andrew Schneider.
Oder so.
The 5 underneath, that's Michael Brunner. I love watching Andrew Schneider's team.
Ja.
If you need a team to somehow fashion a 3 at the end of a game, Andrew Schneider's team
Yep.
would be fairly high on my list.
Cut. Halt.
Same process for Germany then.
Halt.
They want to move this red,
Whoa.
and they want to roll far away.
Yep. Bis er steht. Hard.
Keep maximum separation between those yellows. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Not really worth risking the double, but Robin Bryden's suggesting if we go for the yellow on the left of our screen, that may set us up a nicer shot next time. And I see where he's going with that idea.
If we're off this, then at least as long as I roll under, I've always got this one. It's always going to be the high one, right? Yeah. Yeah. Pro barrier. Yours is 10.
We have 4 stones left in the 7th end of Kapp versus Whyte here in Baden. And then we have a final round this evening at 8:30 European, so in just under 1 hour's time. There will be additional halftime quiz. And if you have any urgent questions about hats, other items of clothing, brothers, relatives, all that sort of stuff, just let us know. We have good contacts here in the virtual club and we can find out anything. Here we go then. First throw of the 7th end for Whyte.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
They want a perfect roll behind the yellow. They're not going to get a perfect roll though. they're going to roll all the way out. No harm done. I fancy they will simply see the yellow replaced, or now Germany looking, is that yellow close enough to split? So catch the side of the yellow, bump it in and roll your own shooter in. Apparently not. So they are simply going to replace that yellow far away from the one on the left.
Ja, maximal, wenn tiefer ist, hat den Double.
Exactly as Benny Kapp just said.
Ich glaube, der braucht Haarlinie. Keine Länge. Yep.
This must be there though, otherwise all that work was in vain, but the sweepers sweeping early, then lifting, letting the stone come to rest. I think they've judged that just beautifully. Robin Bryden not even bothering. Lovely shot from Benny Kapp. And now Ross Whyte's only chance to score this end or frustrate the Germans is, I think, yeah, to try to hit and roll off this other yellow, hit and roll in behind that yellow guard, as Robin Bryden's just indicating. So if you're a fan of Benny Kapp from Germany, now's the time to cross your fingers a bit, or ask the curling gods for a bit of a favour. They're known to be quite capricious though, the curling gods. You never know. Controlled weight from Ross Whyte. Important that this red hangs around. Force Benny Kapp to play a stone rather than giving him an empty house to draw to. So big sweep from you and Kyle there. And lucky you, Ross Whyte, you had the whole house to roll to. Got that red wide open. I think we shall see that same sort of careful weight now from Benny Kapp. They need to control this yellow. Nothing wild, this yellow has to hang around.
Clean. Whoa. Cut.
Easy. There we go. And I don't want to say remarkably, that sounds a bit rude, but Scotland are going to have to go the distance in this game. They cannot quite shake off Benny Kapp's team from Germany. And good for you, Benny Kapp's team. Good for you, digging deep, hanging tough. We are going to go the distance. It was a much needed score of 2 for Team Germany in that 7th end. And going into the 8th end of regulation time, it is Ross Whyte leading Benny Kapp 6 points to 5. Phew. Real festival of curling we're having today.
Cut. Bisschen, yep. Hard, Länge, hard. Yep. Oh, sehr schön.
Super throw from Mario Trevisil. Could hardly have wandered off and placed that himself any better. Splitting that centre line, not allowed to tick. That is exactly what Germany needs here.
Keep going. Keep going. Fine. Just a hair narrow.
Ooh, the chat has turned to the 2023 curling calendar. I must admit, I have not seen it yet, no. But then I've got everyone here in real life. Lucky me. Oh, another nice question from BL Subs here. Final question for the evening. Which world curler would you be least surprised if they had a secret collection of kipper ties? I love the way you think, BL Subs. Do keep coming up with these nice questions. That one we're looking for kind of a devil may care sort of attitude. Somebody who isn't trying to impress anyone, doesn't care what everyone else thinks.
You can make it either. Make it either. Okay.
Do you know, probably the young Norwegians, someone from HØstmaelingen's team. They just kind of go about their business. Not bothered.
Nice, very good. No concerns. No concerns in line. Okay, line straight. Line straight.
Or actually, maybe Sixten Totzek. I could imagine him having a nice collection of kipper ties. And is that another little half shot from Scotland there? Giving a chick of light to Germany. Now let's think about this, Germany. This may be your one and only chance in this final end to set up a steal.
Ja, Heck, dass mit Backline ankommt, was auch immer. Yep. Whoa. Cut. Cut. Whoa. Cut. Whoa.
Yes, no sweeping. Close, close, close. This sounds nice from Germany. That's a great effort. A happy wave of the brush. Nice throw from Johannes Scheure. And the applause in the background. A nice throw from local favourites, Michael Brunner's team. I don't see Papa Brunner with the Swiss bell. He normally comes at the weekend though. I will tell you if he's here. Very nice from Duncan McFadzean. Huge shot to get the double PO on those centre guards. And really, Benny Kapp, no choice but to just persist with those guards out in the centre and hope for a bit of a mistake from Scotland. James says Matt Hamilton for a collection of kipper ties. I think we need to put a moratorium on answering Matt Hamilton to everything garishly fashionable.
Yep. Okay. Whoa, whoa.
Keep your head up, Benny Kapp. All you can do is give yourselves a chance. And we saw that work this afternoon. Very topsy-turvy game we had this afternoon between James Craik and Lukas Klima. And in the end, Lukas Klima had a draw to the 8 foot for the game and he overthrew it. And it was James Craik's team who picked up the win. You just never know. As long as you leave yourself sitting with that point to force the extra end, force Ross Whyte to play his final throw. You never know. All you can do is give yourself that chance. Thank you, Rick, for your kind words. You've been enjoying watching the game altogether. And a final fashion fact today, if you want to see a pair of the original fancy Norwegian pants that they bust out at the Olympics all those years ago and caused an absolute sensation, there is an original pair of fancy pants here in Switzerland at the Olympic Museum in Lausanne. That's how much of an impact the fancy pants made. Another big PO from Robin Bryden. Well, that has to break your heart a bit, doesn't it? Whew. If you're Germany, what do you have to do to get a point out here?
Huh? Yeah.
A nonchalant acknowledgement of Ross Whyte. A super shot from Robin Bryden. I think that might just about have pushed this game beyond what Germany can do. But as we said, you never know. Unfortunately for Lukas Klima's team, they really grabbed a defeat from the jaws of victory this afternoon. Oh, and you can just see in the background there on sheet 1, Brunner's team, they did in fact grab 2 points. It was pretty close, but they did grab 2 points in that 8th end. Oh, so battling Andrew Schneider's team still without a win in this competition, and I feel for them it doesn't particularly reflect a disastrous weekend. They're not doing an awful lot wrong. And I feel they deserve more for their battling spirit. Speaking of battling spirit, there is one game left out. And we are down to 4th stones in the clash between Benny Kapp of Germany and Ross Whyte of Scotland. Thank you as well, James. James also enjoying watching the game together this early evening.
Jojo! Wow, überkalt! Yep.
This is all Germany can do. They're doing exactly the right thing. All they can do is try. And with their final throw, presuming Ross Whyte rips this guard, they will have to go around the back of that red and cross their fingers. We've got one more round this evening, gang, remember, at 8:30. Our featured game will be the fearless HØstmaelingen team from Norway against the equally fearless team, Retornaz, hugely experienced Italians and that will be on sheet 2. Rick asks if the players are on a clock. Rick, they aren't, and that's why you will see Jamie the Ice Master in the background silently fuming.
bei denen, als die so rum ins Haus
One of the
sind,
games this afternoon, it took them an hour and 51 minutes to complete 6 ends, which takes a bit of doing. Thomas Olsrud is an excellent shout for a curling fashion entrepreneur, that's not the word, pioneer, and curling fashion pioneer. We all still love to think about our brother in curling, Thomas Olsrud. So, as we predicted, Ross Whyte cleanly removing that guard, and now Benny Kapp has one crack at this. He has to get round the back of this red and lie shot. And then they have to say a little prayer to the curling gods. Are you sure, boys? I think this weight's there. Just like that. Bravo, Benny Kapp. That's the best you can do. But no hesitation from Ross Whyte. Puts the brush straight down. Red onto yellow. There's, what, a metre and a half, I would say, between the two. Red onto yellow for the win. That's why he's there, Ross Whyte, to finish it off. Robin Browden won't take his eyes off this, but brush is in the air already. Super shot to finish it from Ross Whyte. A great battle from Team Germany, but Ross Whyte's team, I would be very happy with that performance if I was them. You sort of felt like Scotland were always in control, but good for you, Germany. Good for you, Benny Kapp's team. Forced them to go to the very last shot. But that is a second loss for Benny Kapp's team. They need to win both their remaining games to qualify. Ross Whyte's team, in contrast, they've won both their games today, and they have put themselves in a great position to qualify for tomorrow evening's quarter-final. The team's just taking a stone back for last stone draw. That will contribute to their average and will decide who has last stone in each of these teams' games tomorrow. So that concludes the action from this early evening draw here at Baden Masters 23. The next draw is at 8:30, so just over half an hour's time. Our featured game, it's a corker. It's HØstmaelingen, the courageous young Norwegians, against the old warriors, Joe Retornaz's team. Join us for that at 8:30 European. Thank you for your company just now. Bye for now.
Ich fand es halt mega schade, dass der im vierten Felix so vercallt hat, weil er ein bisschen schneller war. Oft ist halt so bei meinen Takeouts, wenn ich ein bisschen schneller spiele, dann sagt er, ja, war halt zu schnell.
Aargau Topsport und Tele1 präsentieren die 23. Ausgabe vom Baden Masters vom 17. bis zum 20. August. Zum Saisonauftakt treffen in Baden die besten Schweizer Girler auf die Weltelite. 20 Weltklasse-Teams, Nervenkitzel pur, der Kampf um jeden Millimeter, grosse Emotionen, einfach Girling-Weltklasse. Direkt vor der Haustür und am Freitag, 18. August auf Tele1. Das Baden Masters wird präsentiert von Swisslos Sport von Aargau, V-Zug, einem Schweizer Haushaltsgerätehersteller, und Schop mit ihren Profis für Gartenbau, Spengerei und Flachdach.